everyone, my name is Isaac from the Innovation Consortium, and today I would like to talk about or to share with you the different features found on a shaft. Remember, we had talked about what a shaft is in our previous episodes. So today specifically I would like to enlighten on the different features found in a shaft, on any drive shaft or any shaft of a machine. So to start with, I'll be breaking through the different features we have, and later on we'll be seeing them practically. Shafts, they normally have steps, they normally have grooves, they normally have the knurlings, they normally have splines, they have keyways, they have tapers, they have chamfers, and very many features, to mention but a few. They also have threads, but rather right now we are going to be seeing them physically and practically so that you can understand the different features and how they are called if you find them on any shaft. So to start with, we have this particular shaft you're seeing here. It's a stainless shaft. It's having some of the features I've been talking about. And to start with, we shall talk about the step. If you look at this shaft, this diameter and this diameter is different, and you can see this step here if you're to look closely. So this step is the difference between this bigger diameter and this small diameter. So this is what we call a step on the shaft. This very shaft, it also has chamfer, and right here at the end of the shaft, this is what we call the chamfer here. This is a chamfer. I'll show it to you with the second shaft so that you understand what a chamfer is. At the extreme end, the extreme edge of every step of any shaft, or the extreme end of the shaft, you'll find a chamfer, something which looks like this. At the edge of the shaft, there is a chamfer, something like a slant or a slope at the edge of the shaft. That's what we call a chamfer. So the other feature I would like to talk about, it's a groove. If you look closely at this shaft, there is this depression, and the depression here you're seeing, it's what we call the groove. This is a groove. Specifically, this is a cyclip groove. The second groove, this is also a groove. As you can see, it's a groove. This is a groove, a groove, a groove, and it's the other feature we find on the shaft. So that's what a groove is. The other feature we talked about was a taper. A taper is a slope. It's just a slope comprising of two diameters, the major diameter and the minor diameter. As you can see, this is what we call a taper. The slant you're seeing on this shaft from here, from this bigger diameter to the smaller diameter, then there, this slope you're seeing, it's what we call the taper. So this is the taper. It's another feature of a shaft. So the other feature we talked about, it was the keyway. And on this very shaft, we are having this groove you're seeing here, and this is what we call the keyway. It's where the keys which interlock the shaft with maybe a pulley or with maybe a sprocket or anything else, or a coupling. So this is what we call a keyway. This is also a keyway. As you can see, it's a groove where the key sits. Here you can see this is the groove but this is the groove with the key itself. So after putting the key, you can place on the pulley or a sprocket or a coupling, anything you want to interlock with the shaft, and maybe with a pulley or anything you want to drive, to connect the drive to. The other feature I talked about, they were the threads. If you can see the shaft, the splines you're seeing here, the spiral movement you're seeing here, actually they are not splines, but rather they are the spiral movements you're seeing, and those are what we call the threads, where the nuts normally run. Those are threads. It's also another feature normally find on a shaft. The other feature we talked about were the splines, and if you can see this axle shaft, there are these grooves you're seeing here. Those are what we call the splines. They are not keyways because for them they are equally divided onto the shaft all around 360. So they are splines. They mesh with other splines, maybe in a pulley or in a sprocket or anywhere you want to connect a drive. Then they mesh with the female part or component. Then you connect the drive with the help of the shaft. So those are splines for you, and they are the other features on the shaft. To add on the threads, we also have the end threads. As you can see at the extreme end, there is that hole, and inside that hole the other threads. Those ones normally we place in the stopper, maybe the stopper bolt to stop any component. It could be a pulley at the extreme end to stop it from getting off the shaft. So basically with those ones, I hope the features, now we have the clear image of what features or of the very many features we have on the shaft. I hope you've understood most of the few I've mentioned or explained, and with that you can get to know the different features on the shaft. I remain Isaac from the Innovation Consortium. Thank you very much.